I have two very exciting things to share with you today. These are going to be going up in my Etsy shop. So let's hope I'm in frame because I can hardly see where I am. This first one, I took an old book cover and I widened the spine on it. The book measures about 6.5 by 9.5, and the spines are two. The spine is 2 inches. I included a beaded dangle. Now this book, the whole thing, including the dangle if you wanted, you can take apart and reuse in whichever way you want. This cover was made with a pashmina scarf. I was so excited to put the books together that I forgot to include my wallpaper and wrapping paper in the signatures, so they're going to be sitting in here loose. And I don't want to fold them too much, so that's why they're hanging out. So this is a wrapping paper. This is a piece of wallpaper. This here is a wrapping paper you color, and this is another piece of wrapping paper, and these are very thick. They are not thin pieces of paper, and you got quite a bit here. This is quite a large piece of paper. See, it folds out yet again. So these are not small. I'm calling these my supply flows because this has pretty much any supply that you could need or want for collaging and journaling to add just a little something different to your projects. In here, I have a couple of my flowers and tabs that are made out of scrapbook paper that you fold down. Okay, so a whole slew of different style tabs and a couple of my scrappy flowers that I put in there. Lost my paper clip. Fold that in like that. I have animal book pages. I have magazine pages from Victoria magazine. These are catalogs, and the flowers on the edges are great to use. Calendar, dictionary. This is a Postal Service coloring book. This comes from a 1980s Life magazine. This is a Kellogg's ad. I have these journaling cards that I made myself. They are on different style paper. Some of the papers are dyed. They have images and some have book page on it. You can cut them up. You can use them as is. However you feel that you want to use them. I have included some ephemera that I had received a while ago from a flea market, and there's correspondence between pen pals, vintage postcards, some bird images, some handwritten recipes. This is a greeting card, dyed paper, punch outs, some more handwritten stuff. This is a catalog page. It's got some old cars on it. Let's make sure I'm in frame. Mushrooms, it's upside down. And a page to write on. Some sewing patterns. This is an envelope. It is very long and skinny. Book page. I've included napkins. More cards to write on, some covered with napkin. Thick tab dividers. Hand dyed. I call these oil stain pages because that's kind of what it looks like. This comes from a textbook. It's 2 pages folded up. And we're on the back side of that signature. This comes from some sort of a weather almanac. This and more upside down shrooms and more car stuff. Paper. The recipe. The certificate. More ephemera journaling cards. I have pockets in here that you can decorate however you want. And in them, I have filled them all with different pieces of ephemera. Oh, there's more in that one yet. So I have put a bunch of different pieces of ephemera in each pocket. You can use some of the book pages and some of the napkins to decorate these pockets. They have a sticker back, so you have that. All of the flag paper clips, you can take the ribbon off. I did not glue it on there, so you can use the ribbons and the fibers and make your own. See, that was a Kellogg's ad. Make your own tassels, whatever you want to do. I tried to make this 100% customizable to do whatever you want. Let's see, bird papers. There are some great pages in here. I have an old catalog of tools, and in it has a bunch of padlock stuff. This is an image from an older Real Simple magazine. That's really pretty. This is like coloring book material. This book had some great images, and I think there's some pages that have music. We have fish, plants. Here's one of the other napkins. This is an airmail envelope, and inside, it's like a surprise for me too. I have a whole bunch of stamped images, all different style stamps. Okay, so that is what is in there, and these were coffee dyed, so I'm not sure how well the sticker will work. Says peel and seal. It's still sticky. I mean, if you do want to use it, I would suggest adding another adhesive to it. Books about trees. This is some sort of family tree thing. This is a bunch of stuff in a different language. I think it's Dutch or something. This is a pretty image. I have napkins on some book pages, music pages, another napkin. This has some vintage images in it. So there's some old pictures, black and whites. So we all like that. This one's not black and white, but there are some cute vintage pictures that I had included in these books. Another oil stain page, more journaling cards that I made, another textbook page, back side of that signature. See, there's the other side of that picture. It's very pretty. More handwritten stuff. Ornament instructions. In all of them, I included a washi tape sample card. And then that's just another journaling card. Let's see. More fishies. More of that book. More of the coloring page style book. This is the other side of that heart from that Real Simple magazine. It's really pretty. The other side of the padlock. This has got the music pages around the edges. That. We have this from the... Now, both books I included a National Geographic map. If it's not a map that you're interested in, you can always use it as drop paper. This has some Tim Holtz stuff, some vintage flowers, and just some images and such. Another animal page. That's another page from Victoria magazine. Another calendar picture of a bird. This comes from a dictionary. This I had included some journaling cards. This I think is a flower sticker or something. These are cute little colorful cards. So you have those. I own an ice cream truck, so I have a bunch of raffle style tickets from events that we do. So those I keep. To use for ephemera. This is one of those correspondence between the pen pals that I had told you about. It's on a very thin paper, and it's in an airmail envelope that has some pretty neat stamps. This is just a piece out of a piece of scrapbook paper I had harvested in fussy cut scrapbook paper, if you can believe it. I have a book of house prints and blueprints to order a new house. So there's some pages from that. This is a vintage National Geographic. I believe this one is old enough. I don't see a date, but this one is probably from the 70s. You can do these with Citrusol. This is from a Victorian fashion magazine. What are these called? Connect the Dots. Some botanicals. More botanicals. More from the Victoria magazine. This is more journaling cards. Birdie. I put up some pages from a bird book in here. I included a kit or blank ATC sized cards made with my very own painty papers. So if you keep these until I'm dead, they might be worth something. You never know. You never know. And they were put on a pizza box. So you get some pizza box too, which is great. And this is an envelope that I had just put a little bit of schmooze on. This comes from a book about San Francisco. Let's see. A lot of these pages, except for some of the magazine pages, a lot of them are very thick, very supple pages. Very nice pages. More from that house book. Let's see. This is another vintage from that Vintage Life book. The back of the calendar page. Another pocket. I included some vintage ribbon wrapper in there. Stamped images, clothing tags. This is a cool little tag. It's got a hole punched in it. So there's that. And there's the other side of that map. The next signature, another Connect the Dot, another house print, National Geographic page, botanicals, birds, this cool guy. Let's see, more birds. This is from a cookbook. This is from a play. It's the program. This here, I included a bag of die cuts. I included more journaling cards. Another Victoria page. Padlocks. Another pretty napkin. Another one of those pages with the cool pictures, and see, it's got the music on it, and these are a couple more journaling cards. And like I said, with these images you can do whatever you want. Fish, Frida, and then this picture is gorgeous. That's an old book. I think that was an old book that I had with a map on it of the Appalachian Mountains. Take a sip of coffee. Fish. Some of this, some of this, some of this, some of this, some of this. More of that almanac book. Just an image. This. Victoria book. These guys are awesome. So like I said, I tried to make this so you can take apart and do whatever you want with it. That's why it is a supply flow. Nothing is set. Nothing is permanent. You can, you know, probably even rip the painting papers off of the ATCs for real. This is pretty much to do whatever you want with, and to explore any creative avenue that you want to explore with a whole array of different style pages to add to your paper collection that I'm sure is huge. So this is my purple one that I had made, and I'm going to move on to the next one if I can find a place to put this one. So this one I had made from another scarf. I left the frayed edges. This is the dangle that I added on that one. I put a rainbow style watercolor scrapbook paper on the inside. This has the same wrapping paper wallpaper sample. A quick flip through this has some cookbook pages. This is another page from the Real Simple magazine. This is a moth wing. Victoria page, that coloring book page. This one has a couple of frames, more of those ice cream tickets, and this is a quote on here. Beautiful writing. And this piece of floral ephemera. So then I have, these again, all of these come off the ribbons on the flaggies, botanicals, birds, blueprints, mushrooms, again, upside down mushrooms, apparently that's what I do, some of my journaling cards, connect the dots. This is an image from the food. All of these are like over 100 pages. They're like, I don't know. I counted the purple one, I think, and it was like 105 or 107 pages. This is just a bunch of smalls, a baby, and butterflies. Another one of those envelopes. This here is another calendar page, and more of my journaling cards. Another one of these envelopes that I included the die cuts. And I'm sure in here, yep, more flowers. So, more of the same. More of my oil stained paper. Let's make sure I'm in frame here. This is from that Victoria magazine. More of that coloring book with the stamps. Textbook. Handwritten recipe, a napkin, some fish. This is a pretty piece of paper, book page, another National Geographic map, more bird books, and that cutout ephemera. More, this is a handwritten assignment, sewing pattern, a strip of napkin on a music page. This is, of course, some of that correspondence with a cool stamp. More ephemera. Magazine. Ooh, look at this. I'm falling out of this. Falling out of the string. These are done with the purple jute, by the way. Both of them have the purple jute, which is really cool. I got a package of colored jute from Amazon. That was a lot of fun. These are some vintage images. They are probably 1980s, I'd say. And more of that assignment, some journaling cards, different things like that. Map, music page. These are just, journaling spots. More fishies, napkin, recipe, book pages, coloring pages. This was an envelope that I think, I don't know if I decorated that. I probably didn't. It's too pretty. This has the washi tape in it and another set of 6 ATC cards with your very own Malia painty papers. Let's see. The next, this pocket here has some tags, and this is cool with these race car pieces and cat pictures and birds and all kinds of things going on here. Stuff that back in. Journaling card in the back with the wagon wheels. Let's see. More of that cookbook image. Trolley. This is from that San Francisco book. Upside down mushrooms. Blueprint. Birds. Botanicals. These pages are still connected apparently. And that coloring book page. This is from Victoria magazine. And there's that real simple moth wing. Next, signature. Animals. Another pocket. This has a different color tag in it. And this journaling card here. Back of that, a snowflake ornament instructions. And a National Geographic book page that has a pretty cool image. Old car stuff, dictionary page with napkin, more pattern, more recipe stuff, Victoria magazine, calendar, journaling page, tool book. Some of these are upside down. This has to do with church. Bird book, some journaling cards. This comes from a coffee table book. This came from that Life magazine, I think. Blueprints, napkin, oil stain page, pretty flowers. National Geographic. This has got a picture of a city inside. So this is folded on the back side of that signature. This envelope here is full of die cuts. These are old envelopes. They were stuck when I had tried to pull them up, but I like the stripes, so I figured you can do something else with them. So I just kept them. This has got some art and some flowers. More of that book page. Birdies, that pretty page there, tools, journaling page, calendar, ornaments, magazines. I really just, if there's something you'd like to see in them in the future, you can let me know in the comments below. If there's something that you specifically look for. I didn't include fibers and ribbons and such because I wanted to keep it as a paper supply flow. Except for my flags, I tried to keep it pretty easy flowing. I didn't want to put too much. I mean, who knows? I might add more. This has got some pieces in it. And a journaling card in the back. Textbook. I just felt like adding fabric and fiber might have just been too much, especially if you're somebody that's just starting. You might want to just build up your paper supply, and that's what this is for. You have different style pages. You can add them to journals. You can fussy cut and collage with them. You can not fussy cut and collage with them. You can make them into ephemera. This horse picture here, cut out, might be nice on a tag or a pocket. I like to include, I love to collect and save old sewing packaging of sewing things and ribbon things. So you can use that for ephemera. Napkins are great. The only thing I didn't put in here that, who knows, I might go back, is some doilies. I do have some dyed doilies. Look at this old lady with the clippers. She's great. This is from a vintage Nat Geo, by the way. More journaling cards here. You can really do whatever you want with everything in this. The only things that are pretty stable, that are pretty much the way they are the covers. That's it. and the covers, I made sure that fabric was on there. So this has those stamp pieces in it with a few different images than the other one. So these are going to be listed in my shop. You are very fortunate because the shipping will be free. The link for everything will be down below. You can find them. Hopefully you'll get to them before someone else does, because these are chock full of awesome. And I really want to see them go to people who love paper and paper things like I do. And like I said too, you know, these dangles, you can fully take those apart. You can take the dangles apart. You can do whatever you want with them. They're on a bulb pin. I've got an eyelet in each one. And if you order them, if you order them between now and this weekend, they'll probably be shipped out Monday. So I just figured I'd let everybody know that. And that is it. That's both of these beautiful large books. If you don't catch these two, there will be more. I'm going to make some more because I have a lot of destashing to do, and I feel like putting things together like this is a really cool way to destash some stuff and let other people use them. And who knows, maybe next time I'll include some sexy turkeys. Who knows? But I will talk to you all later, and I love you all, and ta-ta for now.